Now we will see what are the effects of First World War. What are the immediate effects? First one, destruction of men and material. Approximately 6.5 crore people took part in the war. Out of them, at least 1 crore died. And 2 crore got injured, and around 70 lakhs became permanently handicapped. A very large number of people died because of starvation and other forms of killings and epidemics that broke out after the war. The total war expenditure was also very high. Now the second point is social change. During the war, majority of men, they were in the war front. So the responsibility to earn and feed the family came on the women. That is why women stepped out of their homes and started working. Actually, they successfully taken over the responsibility and they went in different professional fields and worked. Their self-confidence increased. They became equivalent to men. This made women aware of their rights and they started demanding that rights. During the war, the focus was purely on the war and war related activities like training the armies, increasing the weapons. So, the production of necessary things for life was totally reduced. So, this resulted in problems of scarcity, unemployment, starvation, strikes, and lockouts. Lockouts means removing the employees from the job by the employer. People also suffered a lot. The condition of old age and children was very sad. Now the third point is Treaty of Versailles. The First World War ended with the surrender of Germany in front of the Allied nations. To maintain peace after the war, the Allied nations started peace process that they have done in Paris. About 58 commissions were formed and 145 sessions were organized in the process of peace. So, this process, the Allied nation signed a treaty with Germany in the Mirror Palace of Versailles, city of Paris. This treaty came to be known as the Treaty of Versailles. Now, we will see what are the four provisions of the Treaty of Versailles. The first one, regional arrangements. It tells the dissolution of the German Empire. Dissolution means ending of the power of German Empire. Second one is reduction in troops and disarmament. That means the reduction of military forces and weapons. Third one is distribution of the gains of war. That means assigning of the German colonies to Allied nations. Other provisions also mentioned in the treaty. American President Woodrow Wilson, British Prime Minister Lord George, French President Clemenceau, and Italian President Orlando played an important role in this treaty. Germany had to take the responsibility of the First World War. As a result, it had to give war fine. According to the treaty, Germany had to pay a war fine of 6.5 billion pound and give away its Ruhr region to France. Then open Rhine River of Germany as the international sea route. On the Rhineland region on German-French border, Germany could not maintain any fortress. It had to give away mineral-rich region of Rhineland to France for about 15 years. Most of the German organizations were also taken away by Allied nations. The French region, Alsace and Lorraine, that Germany already had captured, that had to return to France. Then, as the benefits of war, it had to give France and other Allied nations a large quantity of coal and iron annually. Germany was made to sign all these terms and conditions forcefully on gunpoint. These unfair and forced treaties led to the feeling of strong bitterness, and at last German people lost their hope. As a result, the German economy failed in no time. Now we will see long-term effects of First World War. The main objective of Versailles Treaty was to establish peace among nations, but peace could not be established. And on the other hand, the feelings of revenge rooted in the minds of nations such as Germany, who lost the war and had to forcibly sign the treaties. There was an organization formed, League of Nations, only to establish world peace. But socialist Russia and America, they did not join with the League of Nations. It is said that the seeds of the Second World War were sown by the peace process after the First World War.